So pruning tomatoes may seem a little intimidating and you don't want to cut them because you feel like you're going to lose tomatoes, but it's actually very helpful for the plant. So there are two basic types of tomatoes, determinate and indeterminate. Determinate, kind of like it says, it has a determined height, a determined number of blooms, determined amount of fruit. So you don't want to prune those type plants. The other type of tomato, which is the majority of what we grow, are slicers like Better Boy, Big Boy, Beefsteak. Those type tomatoes are indeterminate, meaning they have an undetermined amount of blooms and they grow like a vine. You're going to get a lot of fruit in it and it will continue fruiting until frost. First thing is I get all the leaves off the bottom of the plant. So when starting pruning this plant, I want to get rid of all these leaves. And you can use pruners, you can use little snips, and you can see I'm just letting the leaves fall. I will pick these up because if I just leave them there, that's just more place for insects and disease to gather. So as you can see, I've sort of cleared all the leaves off the bottom about a foot or so. That's going to help prevent splashback and keep the air circulation moving around the plant and help reduce fungus, insects, and other diseases. The second thing about pruning is pruning off the suckers. See how there's a main stalk here? This little guy growing out of this, what they call the U, is called a sucker. And you want to take that out. The reason is that's going to grow into a pretty big stalk itself. It is going to put off more tomatoes, but they're going to be smaller. So if you prune out those suckers, you're going to reduce the amount of tomatoes, but they'll be bigger and of better quality. You're still going to get a ton of tomatoes, so don't be hesitant to prune the suckers. They've got to go. This is actually a really good example because I've got two at some different phases here. So you can see this is the arm here. You can see the sucker coming out there. This one is almost small enough for me to just pinch off with my fingers, but I'm going to use my pruners because I don't want to tear the side of the plant. This sucker's got to go. This opens up this area for more sunlight to come in and better air circulation. So there's so much more I could talk about tomatoes. There's insect and disease, how you plant them, fertilizing, a ton of things, and I'll cover that at some point. So look for a video on insect control that Cole Gilliland and I did, and hopefully it will give you some ideas as to how best to control the pests in your garden this year.